I just want to leave this here in connection with this Buffalo shooting. Naval intelligence officer who predicted 9/11 wrote this in 1991 from a book called The Secret Government. The government encouraged the manufacture and importation of military firearms for the criminals to use. That's exactly what happened with Fast and Furious. Eric Holder moved in guns to the Mexican cartels. The cartels used those guns to shoot border agents, all that. True story, documented fact. That was real time. This was like a decade ago, like 2012, 2013, something like that. This again written in 1991. So we have absolute 100 proof of that right there. This is intended to foster a feeling of insecurity, which would lead the American people to voluntarily disarm themselves by passing laws against firearms, using drugs, pay attention here, using drugs and hypnosis on mental patients in a process called Orion. The CIA inculcated the desire in these people to open fire on schoolyards and thus inflame the anti-gun lobby. This plan is well underway, and so far is working perfectly. The middle class is begging the government to do away with the Second Amendment. And so it was crazy that I found this the next day, because the night before I had a friend who called me, and his boss at work was like, hey, check out the video, and like basically made him watch that crap. And I said, that all that stuff, if it's plastered on the news, it's not what people think. And I said, I believe that people are getting killed and this, that, and the other, but it's not what people think. And I literally said, I think people are mind controlled or whatever the case may be. And here you go. Using drugs and hypnosis on mental patients. They got these people to open fire. And that's, in this case, specifically, I haven't verified it, so I can't say it in this case. But I mean 9 out of 10, they're on some kind of drug. They're on some kind of prescription medication. All of them. 9 times out of 10. So that's interesting. Using drugs and hypnosis on mental patients when these drugs are found in a lot of these shooters in these recent times, the system. And then I was immediately suspicious because of Buffalo. I mean, hello, I've been making videos about this shit for weeks. Because your finances are front and center. We talked about it in the January riot. I talked about it in the November 19th eclipse last year. All of that. Taurus, finance, Venus. And so here's this shooting in Buffalo. What have you done for love today? Something to think about as always. You got to give a little to get some. That's why they do offerings. That's why it's called sacrifice, because you got to give a little to get something. So what have you done for love today? But here's the thing, you only got to give a little, and I'd rather just give a little than risk losing it all.